Hi, my name is Reif Othman. I'm the chef and owner of Reif Japanese Kushiyaki, Taro, and also Holy Cow. Here we are with my one and only designer, Govind.
Reif, three of the restaurants that we've designed have got Michelin recognition, right, as well as Namayuso being awarded multiple design awards. How do you feel the design of these spaces contribute to creating an exceptional dining experience?
Whenever I open up a restaurant, I will never think about Michelin. That will never be in my first priority. I need to make sure that my restaurant looks good, it's functional, something out of the box, a new design, a new look. I think that's the main focus that I want. You know, of course, getting the accolades is always great, vice versa, but never been my priority to be in that category.
When it comes to the interiors of the restaurants, Taro, Reif, and Holy Cow, what design elements do you think play the biggest role in shaping the dining experience?
That's a tough one, but I feel Reif Japanese Kushiyaki in Dubai Hills is the one that I feel a different experience. When you enter, you don't expect to be like entering a casual or normal restaurant where you go in, you see all the sittings. Here, and you enter, you go to a journey where you have your lounge followed by a nice sit-up, and you have a graphic design wall. And further down, you see your denka, you see your, what is that, a private dining, you have your booth sitting. At the end, you see, boom, suddenly you see the kitchen. So I think it's a very nice experience in terms of journey where a lot of customers who dine in and said, wow, I didn't know this, oh wow, I didn't know this. So it's quite a nice surprise. Taro as well is a bit different, whereby people not expect there's a restaurant in a restaurant. They have to enter from the kitchen. So this is also creating another experience. And Holy Cow is much more fun. I think the focus on Holy Cow is all colored. Every restaurant have their own, I would say, signature.
We've been working together on 4 restaurant design projects now. From your perspective, how important is the relationship between interior designer, chef, or restaurateur?
A lot of designers are a bit pain in the ass in different ways. You know, I'm sorry. But of course, they have their vision, they have their thoughts. But nevertheless, they always design what they feel. They don't design what is functionality. They don't design like, okay, does it work this way? Does it work that way? But oh no. The aesthetic of the restaurant doesn't look good, But you know, they don't see us as an operation. Yeah. Their job is just design and walk away.
Yeah.
So whereas working with you, especially, you listen to me, you listen to the ops. At the end of the day, you want to make sure that you design a place that it looks good and functional. I think that's very important. I think communication is very important. For me, I need to dive into you. Before that, you need to dive into me. Yeah. This is what Reif is all about. This is his concept. This is his philosophy. This is what I have. Yeah. And then we start to, like what we always do, you know, we start to like play around, exchange our message 2 a.m. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we do, right?
Yeah. How important is it for a designer to come back and visit the sites that they've designed, just to see the flaws within what it is? Because again, we can't always get everything right, but sometimes like getting the understanding of you guys, because there's a lot of hyper-relevant information to get back.
I think a lot of designers who just done the job and they walk away and they never come back. You know, they just, okay, it's good, nice, all right, done. I would suggest that every designer would, being fair, like come in after 1 year. Yeah. Just to see, you know, where we at. You yourself like, oh, you know what? In the future, I won't do this kind of design. In the future, I won't do this material. In the future, I won't do that. Yeah. You know, for your own benefit. Yeah.
Both food and design are forms of storytelling. How do you feel the design in the restaurant reflects the culinary story and journey that you've been on as a chef?
Not many restaurant is designed by chef. Yeah. Not many restaurant is designed by operation driven. It's always about the investor, the owner. And that's it, right? They always like to do, okay, you know what, I like this restaurant, copy that. Yeah. You know, I like that. You know, it's never been personal. Yeah. Okay, at the end of the day, you know, I run a restaurant, I have to make sure that this is Reif. Yeah. And that's what Taro is all about, right? It's all about Reif.
Our collaboration has grown beyond client and designer. What do you think makes our working relationship unique and contributes to the success of the interiors or the relationship we have?
I have a very good sense of feeling that it's good. It's in my pocket, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah, you know, it's like, okay, it's good. You don't have that ego as a designer. Of course, you have your own say, but at the same time also you listen. Whereas you're very open-minded, very honest in certain things. I think that builds up the relationship. And that trust, I would say. I think trust is the key of everything, right?
I think one of the good things about working with you was predominantly the trust. Like every time we kind of put some designs forward, some ideas, it was about, yeah, I trust you to design that and I trust your opinion, but we need to change the operations here, and here, and the functionality needs to be adapted. So I think that relationship there worked quite well together to focus on design from our side, trust us, and then for the future you focus on the functionality and making sure that it's operational. For chefs looking to build their own restaurants, what advice would you give working with interior designers or ensuring the space reflects their vision? Again, you've talked about you get some designers who force their own design. It's all about what they want to do, but how can the chef kind of control that relationship with the interior designer and experience and build that relationship with them?
Some chefs do have what they like and what they don't. But sometimes they don't really know what they want because they are just an artist in terms of food, but not as in design. The design, that personality have to have a bit of fashion per se. Knows about fashion world, knows about a good architect, a good building, a good design. Have that little bit of knowledge.
They need to try and find their own flair and
exactly.
Have a bit more knowledge.
Exactly. I think chef needs to really speak up about what they feel if they're building up a restaurant.
So you talked about restaurateurs who kind of just take a picture of somewhere else and want to plug it into somewhere else. As a designer, how do you think we should approach that and say that's not going to work? A lot of the time we get kind of clients that say, all right, we want this, and it just doesn't work for the brand. How do you talk to someone like yourselves or a restaurateur? As you know, you've worked with multiple people. How do we get past that and get them to trust us?
That's not easy. It's just tough. A lot of investors have a very big ego as well. They feel like how they feel. I don't care, I'll pay you. They're very rude in different way. You also have your own voice. And you have to think like, what is that? No, I think it doesn't fit this. This is our brand guideline. Let's focus on this. Or maybe you can always think about technicality. Maybe you can focus on that, touch base on that, and also functionality. So at the same time also, you don't mind of spending this kind of money. So you can have the high-end ones, okay, it's going to cost you $500,000. You okay?
How important is it to understand the market or the location you're going into? So the sites that you plan on putting your restaurants, do you do a lot of research into that, focus on that, or is it just instinct that you kind of see? Or is it that you're trying to create more destination restaurants that you draw the people in to kind of create those local stores?
I like to be in the neighborhood because at the end of the day, Dubai is growing. The restaurant has to run 365 days a year. So it's not seasonal. So why would I want to open a restaurant somewhere by the beach, whereby summer you're dead, and why would I open somewhere that's only terrace, summer you're dead, So we need to think of how can we sustain the restaurant business for a complete 1 year. I have like maybe 30% tourists coming to Dubai Hills. So it's a good sign. Me, I'm always focused on neighborhood, not into downtown.
So create a community.
Of course. I think this is what I want to do because I want to fit people like yourself or anybody, right? They can just jump in wearing a flip-flop and having a good meal. Rather than you have to dress up with the traffic. By the time you reach there, it's only 1 hour.
Looking ahead, what's your vision for the restaurant concepts that you've got coming up, and how do you see design playing a role in that evolution? Is there more reefs coming up? Is there more? Do you see kind of evolution of Holy Cow? You do a lot of partnerships with people.
I think as for Reif, we are good as of now. We can just focus on expand outside of the country. Holy Cow as well, we're going to expand out of the country. We used to have a restaurant called Kushi by Reif in Dipachika back then and during COVID. We want to bring it back, but at the same time as well, that kind of concept I will not go into a restaurant build. I think more to like a food hall driven that we want to do. Of course, dark kitchen. I think that we're going to do. I'm still keen of doing my cuisine. Like I come from Singapore. I want to have a bit of element of my heritage, I would say. I think that is my next pipeline that I want to do. Everybody always wants to do something big, lavish, in luxury, and I don't understand why they don't learn the mistake of a lot of restaurants are closing. They should do something small, 100, 150. I think it's enough, it's sustainable.
What do you think is missing in the Dubai market right now with the culinary experiences, or how it's changing currently? A lot of smaller restaurants, as you said, like 150 restaurants, but you've also got a lot that are only 20, 12 seats, like Tero is. So
there's a bit of buzz of everybody doing a chef table now, everywhere is doing it. The Tero is created in 2017. When back then, was nothing.
Yeah.
There's nobody else is doing it. It's just like Dubai is not ready for it.
Yeah.
Culinary has always been like, a pattern. If you notice,
Yeah.
there's one period of time it's all about Peruvian, and there's period of time it's all about Greek.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to open a Greek restaurant. Now, if you notice, everybody wants to do Japanese.
Yeah.
I think in Dubai, perfect cuisine has always been Japanese,
Yeah.
Chinese, Indian, and Italian. So these are the 4 cuisine that you're in Dubai, you're in a safe spot.
And the same with Holy Cow. When we were designing Holy Cow, when we were creating the concept, you already said to us like, it's going to be a slow burn for the market. Is there any other cuisines what you think is going to be next? Because again, now we're seeing a lot of Korean restaurants popping up, a lot of more kind of in that line. Whereas you was already thinking about it 2 years ago when we started designing it. Do you think that's now coming along and getting more quite recognized as a cuisine?
100%. Korean cuisine in Dubai has always been perceived of like a cheap product, frozen meat, good on the grill and just having fun.
Yeah.
Whereas Holy Cow is focused on quality driven, and we don't do barbecue on the table. The reason being, I personally don't like to smell when I get out of the restaurant. I think next cuisine people are talking about is Nordic.
Nordic.
Yeah, so now you see Frenchman just opening now in Royal Atlantis.
Yeah.
So people are all looking at him now. He's coming from Sweden, he's doing all this Nordic stuff. I think that is the next phase, I would say. And it's an untouched market. But it will be great.
Could you have a full-on Nordic restaurant? Do you think that's got a strong enough concept to kind of go through, or is it, because again, I know you do quite a few combinations of bringing Nordic food into yours and combinations of different Japanese.
Yeah, of course. I think what is that is to open up a full-on Nordic. I think there is one, but it's always been very at the back. I'm not quite sure the name of the restaurant, but they do this open face sandwich. It's very common in Copenhagen. I think if someone do it well, why not? You know what I mean? I think we need some new cuisine, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody opening a restaurant, they're serving the same stuff, nothing new.
You're saying that, again, we're kind of talking about different cuisines. How important is it for a designer to kind of visit these sites, to go to Denmark, go to Nordic places to understand more the cuisines, prevent replication of what's being done in Atlantis and what's coming over here? Because again, as we said, we talk about a lot of clients saying we've seen the restaurant over there and we just want to put it over there.
Yeah, exactly. Me personally, I think as a designer, don't keep yourself in your own square box. Yes, of course, internet is there. You can just click. You don't have to go there. But at the same time as well, I think it's the best that you travel and see. I think it's very important to see yourself with your fresh eyes and you know what, this furniture looks good. This idea looks good. So keep that portfolio of yourself. Just to see that this is great. I think it's important.
One last thing, what do you think restaurants do bad? Again, kind of the idea of not getting the furniture right, or choosing on the idea you talked about, kind of restaurateurs choosing for themselves, not for the clients, not for the dishes. Is there something that can be learned from your experience?
Yeah, of course. I think furniture is very important, right? To make sure that you as a guest, you sit comfortably, right posture, right cushion level, everything. That is one. On the operation side, you have to make sure it stays long, durable and functional. It's not heavyweight lifter that you need to have 2 people to carry a chair. It doesn't work that way. It's important as well to discuss and talk to you like what required on the restaurant.
Okay, thanks Chef for today, and thanks for always keeping us on board with your projects. Really enjoyed working on them. One of the best type of clients that I've had to really allow design and creativity flow.
Yeah, I think just do you do your stuff. I think you're doing a great job. I'm happy to see where you are as well. And now get out of my place.
Going.